Alright, so today is finally the day that I'm going to be installing the new headlights and fog lights into my Mark IV Bora. And I'm going to be showing you exactly how I do it, what I plug into where, exactly how I'm going to build my own harnesses to make all of the things function exactly how I want to. I'll just quickly go over that now and show you my list of things I want to do. So these headlights are supposed to be plug and play, which I'm hoping to be the case, and I'll find that out obviously when I put them in and plug the factory harness in. These fog lights, however, were never sold with the Jettas or the Boras, so these were going to always be something I'd have to wire up. It comes with a harness like this with a relay, so I'm going to be using the relay and wiring up these myself, and I'll obviously show you how I'm going to do that. And besides that, the only other wiring I should have to do is for the halos. I want to hook them up as daytime running lights, so I just need to find a source which switches on with ignition. Hopefully I can find something in the engine bay. I highly doubt it though, and I'll have to run it into the fuse box, which means then I'll have to find a way through the firewall. These are all things that are simple to do. It's just time consuming. But let's go through my list and I'll show you exactly what we're going to be doing today. So here we have my list here. We are going to remove the front bumper and headlights, pretty self-explanatory. We're going to test fit the new headlights, pretty self-explanatory. Confirm the new headlights are plug and play, of course, self-explanatory. Then we're going to block off the wiring for the center light. So if you remember from my last video, there's a little a running light that I don't anticipate on using. Instead, I'm just going to use the halos as the daytime running lights. So we're going to block off that wiring for the center running light. We're going to combine all of the halo wiring together, solder all the harnesses together and make my own thing for that. And we're going to find a grounding point to ground the halos to. From there, we're going to run the positive, which is the signal wire, through the firewall and find a source to power the halos with accessories, and that will be the headlights done. From there, I'm going to tap into the fog light wire on the back of the headlights and plug in that into the relay, which will be what triggers the fog lights down the bottom. Essentially, when the fog light and the headlight comes on, the fog light in the bumper will be active as well. That's how I'm going to be setting it up. From there, we're going to wire the fused positive to the battery and use the negative that we've used the halos for before. We're going to test and confirm everything works as I want. Fasten the headlights in, refit the front bumper, fit and connect the fog lights, and I want to put some trim restore on the center grille because it is faded and these new fog light plastics are black as anything. From there, it'll be time to adjust the headlights and that will be it. So quite a substantial amount of things we're going to be doing today, but let's get started on it and let's go through that now. Alright, so I'm not going to film too much of showing how to actually remove the front bumper. There is plenty of videos for this on YouTube, and I find the Humble Mechanics video is probably the best of the lot. I'm going to be doing it his way by not removing the grille, not playing with the bonnet latch, and just keeping things plain and simple. There's 5 bolts here that I need to remove, and that'll take out the center support. I need to take out these fog grills down the bottom here. There's 2 bolts behind those, and then the T25s or whatever it is in the guard liners. I'm going to remove them and take the front bumper off now though. I'm just going to do that off camera. There's no point in me showing you a process that 50 other people have shown you on YouTube already. Alright, so as far as I'm aware, all of the fasteners that hold this front bumper on are removed, and we're actually ready to just pop it off the car. Alright, and here we are with the front of the Bora, and the good news is it hasn't been involved in an accident. All of these supports look perfectly fine, although we are looking to be missing the styrofoam that's usually here. I'm not too sure if that actually comes on all models, but other than that, looks good and intact under here. All of our AC condenser and our radiator and all that, all the fins look fine. So now we're time to remove the headlights and put the new ones in. This headlight's unplugged too, so it's actually ready to be fully removed. Okay, so we've now got the front bumper off the Bora and both of the headlights out. As I've said, I'm just going to plug in the new headlights just to double check they work. We're not going to fit anything up, but that's just going to give us an idea to make sure we're all sweet in the wiring on those. Otherwise, this is going to become a massive job compared to what it should be. Alright, so I've now test fitted one of the headlights, as you can see. It's fastened in and this thing is in there nice and solid. I'm yet to obviously see how this is going to line up with the front bumper. However, if I close the bonnet, which I won't do all of the way, it looks like everything is going to line up good, and I'm actually super keen to get these back in and going. But besides that, obviously, well, we've still got our bonnet latch as well, which is great. That's why we can still open it. There's a little hole out the bottom here, and I've ran all of these wires out. So what I'm going to do now is get a power supply and power these up, figure out which of these wires power the two halos, which ones power the middle running light. I'm going to get rid of the middle running light one because I'm not going to use that, and then the ones that use the two halos, I'll run some electrical tape around here so this can't rub through, and then I'm going to run these wires across the cross support over to the other side where they'll plug into the other halos. So I have now ran both of the daytime running lights, which are my halos. The wires are ran and really jankily put over there, but knowing this, if I touch this ground to the battery, there we go. All of my halos light up and work as normal. I've also actually connected the headlights up now. So theoretically, if I plug my keys in to the car and turn the headlights on, these should function absolutely perfect, providing these are plug and play as advertised. So let's test that out now. So that should be Parkers on both sides, which it is. And I've got both low beams. Awesome. Fog lights. There we go, you can see both fog lights are on. High beams, didn't mean to punch the the wipers then. High beams are working, that's great as well. Our right indicator. And we'll do our left one. There we have it. These function absolutely perfectly and everything is plug and play. That is so awesome. One thing I am curious to see though is the low beams with the halos on. Just to see what that would look like. And here we are with obviously our low beams on and our halo lights on with the Parkers. So this is basically day-to-day driving, how it's going to look. Super happy with this. I can't wait to see it at night time. I've probably said this 100 times. I'm going to continue to wire in the halos now, and from there we'll start working on the fog lights. Alright, so it's now been a few hours since the last clip. Oh my god, that was a headache and a half. I dropped bolts, I had to pull the battery out, I had to do a bunch of things, and now the battery tray won't quite sit right, which I'm not overly concerned about. But the relay is in for the fog lights. It's grounded to the same place as the DRLs are. It's got signal from the fog light on the right side. It's got power from the battery, it's fused, and the fog lights actually power on with the fog lights as they're supposed to. So massive mission getting all of that in. It's taken me a long time. As you can see probably over there, there's still some wires in the engine bay, and that is the last thing I have to do, which is connect the positive end of the halos or daytime running lights to a source for power that powers on with the ignition. I'm probably going to just tap it into the same thing that my dash camera is running off. But besides that, we're pretty much done. Plug that in, make sure everything functions perfectly, and then it's time to put the front bumper back on and we are good to go. Absolute mission doing this by myself, but hopefully it's worth it for the end result. Alrighty, so I am now currently situated in the Bora, and if I turn the key, you'll see, there go my halo lights. Now I'm going to have to beat the radio here. You can hear the Volkswagen making the typical Volkswagen beeps, and as you can see, my halo lights are working with ignition as daytime running lights exactly how I wanted to hook it up. If I twist the dial slightly to the right, you see my Parker lights come on. I will be changing these to LEDs in the very near future, as I actually quite like the look with the what is called an eyebrow above the halos. I think this looks great, and possibly in the future I might even consider just wiring the halos into the Parkers so they work alongside the Parkers as they are, as you see now, with a LED white Parker. If I turn one more twist to the right, my low beams come on. Whilst this won't be bright for you as you're situated above the car, these are exceptionally bright, significant improvement over the stock headlights. I can tell you now, driving at nighttime, this difference is incredible. Super awesome on the headlights behalf. Really happy with the result. If I pull the dial out, you'll see that the fog lights in my headlights come on, as you can see, and alongside that, so do the fog lights down the bottom. So I've wired those in so they all come on in one whole unit. Very nice with this on as it is now. The road light is like, the light on the road is absolutely ridiculous. Super awesome, super bright, super happy with the result. And then from there, our final thing that we have is our separate reflector high beams. And these are way brighter than the stock ones, way brighter than just overall, just a massive improvement. Everything to do with these headlights is better. The lens is clear. Projector low beams, everything just gives an amazing result, and I'll make a separate video with these on the road to show you what it's really like. But yeah, as you can see, just overall really awesome. Super happy with it. Here's Parkers with the fog lights, here's just the Parkers again, and just the halos by themselves. Stunned with how that looks, super happy. And with that being said, if you've enjoyed this video, I didn't really show too much of how I did it. This was an absolute mission to do, and I was getting actually quite frustrated with it, so I just wanted to get it done. But if you want more of a detailed run through and a video of how this looks at nighttime, let me know, because I'll be happy to do that. With that being said though, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing these headlights.